Hello everyone and welcome to Death Must Die, a bullet hell kind of hack and slash game, roguelike, and I've really been enjoying this. I've been playing a lot in my own time, as I said in my Games of the Year award where this won. I've just really been enjoying it, and I really wanted to cover it. I was going to get around to it yesterday, but unfortunately I couldn't, so we're playing it today instead. And it's just such a fun concept. I mean, I know it's not particularly an original idea. I know Vampire Survivors and Hades have been pretty instrumental in this game's development, as far as I can tell. Although I haven't played either of those games, but I have played a couple of hours in this now, so it's not exactly a new character or a new run. I'm a little bit familiar with it. But the way this game works, if you're unaware, is that enemies start off very simple and easy to kill, and as time goes on, you will have to face some more complicated enemies, and right now, just one or two skeletons, nothing to worry about. Only 10 seconds in, but as things start to get tougher, as enemies start to stack up, things will become a lot tougher, although we do have a little bit of support from some very special people who, once we level up for the first time, we will meet. Over there you can see that red pillar. That is a health pickup should the need arise. Any of the green orbs are experience. Incidentally, I also have a dash, and I've seen over here on my map in the top right that there is something over here potentially in this chest. A powerful push dagger. That's not going to be useful for my class, but hey ho.
The stormy weather outside is just splendid today. Not to brag. Shame you're stuck in here. Well, let me help you zap out of it.
So yes, every time we level up, we'll have help from a rather useful god. This time, Lygon, god of lightning. Next time might be someone completely different. And they're all drawn in a very sexy way. So, I can have choice of 3 different things. I can also banish an ability I don't really like from showing up again. And I can also reroll, but I'd rather keep my reroll for now. So my attacks become stronger and have a chance to trigger an additional attack. Not great for my character. You move faster is very nice. Whenever you traverse a certain distance, lightning bolts fall onto nearby enemies, and that's an autocast, so we're going to grab that, because that means lightning's just going to start causing problems for some of these skeletons. And we're going to go over here, see if there's anything else. There's also another one down in this direction. So really in the early game you want to be kind of gathering experience and killing as much as possible, because you're not going to have time to really be focusing on leveling up later. You're just going to be trying to survive. So it's really important to be able to do this as much as possible. So what's down here for us? Just a luck charm. I think that might help with our rerolls from the gods.
Death has taken many life forms before their final grain of sand had fallen. His theft of time cannot be allowed to continue.
And welcome to time. So this one, I'm not sure. I haven't really encountered time yet much. There are lots of different gods. So your dash leaves a vortex that pulls enemies in. Maybe. Your attacks become stronger, and enemies you hit shoot out experience shards behind them. Whenever you gain level, give a random blessing for a limited duration. You know what? I haven't tried vortex before. Let's give it a go. Oh, I see. That's interesting. So from where I dash, that's where it draws people to. So I can use it to kind of draw people away. That's very interesting indeed. And over here, we've got our first mini-boss. This little skeleton here. The fucking living man, absolutely. But we want to try and kill these mini-bosses as soon as possible, because at some point we're going to get some much more difficult bosses. And here we go, we get to see some of the equipment. I've already managed to unlock some equipment. Vision Coin of Curing, so this gives me 2 heals on level up, that's pretty useful, and 1 reroll dice, or 2 life, 2% chance to heal, 1 life on hit, and 1 reroll dice. You know what, we're gonna change that out, I think, for a change. I've been trying the other ones so far and it hasn't been doing all too well for me, so we'll try this one.
When my time comes, life shivers and hides. How can the living appreciate my beauty with his scythe above them?
Very true, Winter. So, now we get into some of the colder ones. Attacks become stronger and apply chill. That's okay, your spell area is increased, but this one is really nice, Frost Ring. It's just going to slow people down, or even freeze them completely, and it's a very, very useful thing to have. And of course, with all these spells, we can upgrade them in time. We just need a bit more experience and the luck of the gods to come on our sides, to be honest, which we may or may not encounter. At 4 minutes we'll have our first kind of major battle, as this is still an early access game, so there's only one arena at the moment, and it becomes a little predictable after a while. But the real fun I find from this game is trying to work out all these different potential different ways of doing things. That's a proper boss, not a proper boss, but a natural mini boss as opposed to the skeleton. He has a big red circle attack, but as long as you dash to the other side of him, it's not too bad to try deal with. So let's go for frosting level 2. Just gives us more experience with or more range with our frosting, which is very useful indeed. But as you can see, those guys are pretty tough. I also like chain lightning here, so I'm going to grab that. That means that we get to start doing some more damage to further away enemies, which means we can start damaging before they even come in, and that's really quite useful. I'm not sure we're altogether ready for this engagement, and we now have these guys who dash everywhere, and they're kind of annoying, especially if you're not too good in terms of damage yet. They can cause problems, and they're very good at dashing and just generally getting in the way, I've noticed. We need to try. I'd like to try get another level up if entirely possible before 4 minutes, because at 4 minutes we're going to have a whole host of problems, quite literally. But this frost ring and the lightning's doing pretty well for us so far. Right, how long? Okay, we've got about 20 seconds. I'm sure we can get experience that we need. There we go. Every few attacks, the frost ring spawns through that freezes, so that increases the amount of attacks that we get, or the amount of attacks that it takes to get a frost ring. But you know what? I'm going to go for immobilized enemies take more damage instead, because we're going to have a lot of immobilized enemies currently, and it means we can deal with them a lot more effectively, I would say. Right, we've got about 10 seconds. Let's do what damage we can up until this point. But given that the enemies are starting to thin out, should give you a little bit of an indication, as well as these walls here. If enemies thin out, that's a problem. That's something you want to be aware of. If enemies don't seem to be around, it means you're probably due a little bit of either a boss fight or perhaps some other kind of fight. For example, in this one, we get swarmed by a whole deal of slimes who tend to explode. So we need to kind of stay at distance and use our try to use our lightning and our frost ring effectively to buy ourselves some time. They're not too bad to deal with, but it's very easy to get overwhelmed if you're having issues. Your attacks become stronger and apply a shield. Let's go. Oh no, let's get the frost ring going even further. Especially in this engagement, that will actually help a lot. Especially as we do extra damage to frozen enemies. So that's pretty useful. One thing I need to be careful is not using my 2 dashes before the timer rises, because I don't have a really easy way to heal. But that is that first kind of mini test done. But it's taken its toll on our health, and we don't have a particularly easy way to heal up just yet anyway. There are some perks and some items which will allow us to heal, but we yet to kind of have any success with finding them. And I really should dodge out of the way of those skeletons if I can.
What is it?
Hello, Lygong. I could redo some healing, but you're not going to give it to me. Let's go with movement speed. I think that's going to be pretty useful. Movement speed is very useful. This character is mildly fast, but we could really do with some more movement speed in general, to be honest. Watch out for that swing there. There's also these... Okay, there's another couple of mini-bosses. We're starting to take a few hits here, which I'm not thrilled about, I must be honest. There's a breastplate over there, which I've tried to quite get. Oh goodness me, we're taking a few hits. This breastplate is not as good as our other one, by any means. We do need to deal with that mini-boss one way or another. But we're getting slightly overwhelmed here, just in terms of people. So let's pull back, and we might be able to use our lightning effectively to deal with said boss. But we are still taking some hits. We're down to 17 out of 60. And at some point, the Baron's right enough hand will be turning up, and that's not something we want to deal with. Okay, let's go for some more lightning bolts, I think. None of those are particularly good fates from the gods, but hey ho, we just deal with it as best we can. We now have the ghouls coming in, who are also annoying, as well as a couple more mini-bosses. Let's try to deal with them while we have the frost rings on our side. That frost is proving very useful, but my dodges are not proving very good at the moment. Magnetic gloves. Let's see if that's any good. That's only for a binding. So we need to get out of the way quickly because we are in a pretty dangerous area. We don't have a huge amount of health at the moment, which we might be able to fix as time goes on. Nope. Q. Trying to get some frost on these guys would be excellent. Just getting them done. Oh, we've got the Baron's right hand and left hand. This could probably be our downfall. These are pretty powerful bosses, especially when we have other bosses to deal with in the meantime. As long as you can avoid them with your dash, then it's okay. But sometimes that can be troublesome, especially when you don't have much stuff to work with against the smaller bosses. Right. Frost zones spawn at random that damage and chill enemies. No, I'm going to go for the Path of Frost. So you leave a trail of frost wherever you go that chills enemies. Let's try that. Gotta watch out. Oh, that was a lot of health. We're down to 2. I think we can do better than this. This is going to be our death, I would imagine. Yeah, there we go. We just took a little bit of damage too early. And here we can see what gave us the most attacks. So Chain Lightning did pretty well, Lightning Bolt did even better, and Attack. But we didn't get many good rolls from the gods. We had mostly kind of fairly average abilities. So I'm going to try that again with the same character, and then we might see if we can do a different character. One of the other ones over here, the Assassin, or maybe the Mage. I think probably the Mage is the most interesting in terms of differences between classes, whereas I think the other classes are mostly melee. So we want to 60% experience, right? We want to kill as much as we can, as quick as we can, to get that additional experience. That's pretty useful at this stage and could give us a nice early boost. So I'm not even going to go check for other things.
Why? I've always helped out mortals. Who do you think gave them fire?
And welcome to Summer, who only decided to get partially dressed this morning. Right. Your death legions are pass of fire, meteors, or your attacks become stronger and apply burning. I like the meteor shower. I just like having AoE attacks that will come down and do damage from afar. Even if perhaps the dash would be quite useful. Let's keep killing people as much as we can to make use of this experience. While we still have this experience buff, we want to be doing as much as we can to... Okay, the experience buff is gone now, so we can start thinking about moving over to this these points of interest over here. Okay, we've got a spell duration, that's not bad. And some luck. So we might get some slightly better rolls from the gods, which would be lovely.
The sand of the hourglass can only refill outside of Death's realm. Be resourceful with your time.
You got it, time. Right, what have I got? I'm not entirely thrilled about the vortex thing, to be honest. It didn't seem that useful as a dash, because you only have one dash spell, so I'm going to go for Warp Strike here. Your attacks become stronger, and we might just get a bit more experience, which just feels inherently useful. I don't think it's as strong as normal experience, but it's still extra experience, which is going to economically be useful. So that's something we want to try to focus on. And I'll see if I can find any more points of interest. There's one up here by all these skeletons. The skeletons are not too bad, but sometimes they can become a little bit overwhelming when you're also dealing with other enemies as well. And let's see what's up here. Stone of Power, 100% damage, excellent. That'll be pretty good, especially for this boss up here, who I just need to catch up to. Okay, we've got another item there. We are running out of space. 6% more adept offers, this jewel here, and I don't even have anything on there. I'm going to drop everything that's just a common item. I've got very good Green Wizard plates of perpetuation, but I can't do that here. I'm going to have to do that on someone else, on the mage, the sorceress, so we'll have to try that next time. And we'll get rid of anything else which is just simple or common, because it's just not really worth holding into the rare stuff. The stuff which is above rare, that's worth doing, but the other stuff not so much. So we're going to have a big old pile of stuff there. And Crom is here. And he's quite aggressive, but he can be quite useful. So your dash damages and knocks back enemies, that might be quite useful. But I like some with fire or ice if possible. Do more damage to enemy barriers. Now let's go for enemies hit by your attack, shoot out some shurikens, so they're going to start damaging all their friends. Which is still going to be pretty useful. It's going to be some additional... It'll be some additional things to kind of get in their way. 5 armor, 180... Okay, that's better just for the shard pull area. That's going to get us experience a lot closer. Haste degrees will pick up. I don't think they're going to be any better. They're not going to be... Yeah, so they're time locked, so we can't equip them here. That's okay. Let's head over this way, see what we find. Again, we can expect the same kind of slime attack at the 4-minute mark. So that's something we have to be wary of. 9% extra pickups, excellent. Nothing at the grave, sadly, but there's another potential couple of points of interest over here, and we have our first mini-boss. This guy shouldn't be too bad to deal with, as long as we time our dashes effectively. He's not too bad. Oh, that was the first hit that I shouldn't have taken. These guys really I shouldn't be taking too many hits to, because I should be used to them. That being said, I'm happy to have a level up there. Oh, I love Chains of War. Chains of War is an excellent ability. It just goes around and causes so much damage. Certainly with the lower level enemies like the skeletons, it really clears them out. It's very useful indeed, these shurikens that go around you. Of course, they're not there all the time, but they can be very useful indeed. And we're also having good luck with the experience this time as well. Should be getting some additional experience shards, which I'm very thankful for. And I think we have a bit of a buff in defense, which is excellent. Okay, I'd like a dash ability, a good dash ability. Whenever you take an experience shard, you gain movement, attack, and skill speeds for a limited duration. Refreshes duration on attack. That's okay. Your attacks become stronger. You know what? Let's keep going the whole experience route. It's going to allow us just to really pack in the amount of experience we can get as soon as possible. Okay, we have these guys back. They're not too bad as long as you have the ability to dodge them. When there's a lot of them, it can become a little bit overwhelming. Thankfully, we have an auto attack on, so we don't need to worry about individually attacking. But still, it's something to bear in mind. I find that actually having lots of AoE attacks is the area of effect attacks is kind of the best way to deal with this. So I like having the meteors, the size, the shurikens. They can just be very useful indeed, I find, because they can just deal with these guys from afar and kind of negate the amount of damage that I'm going to have to take. I'd like to get to this haste and greaves of vigour. 5 life, 20 movement speed. No, we'll stick with the hasted elven greaves. That's fine. There's a lot more movement there, although it doesn't give us additional life, so we may need to change that over at some points. Vortex, but again I'm not thrilled. Let's keep going on the experience front. But we need to get some more abilities, otherwise the experience won't last forever. The size would be pretty good against the slimes, but I would like to have a dash ability, which isn't the Vortex one, as I just don't find it that useful, to be honest. Let's try to get as many bits of experience as we can. We should have quite a bit when it comes to these slimes. And like I said, these scythes going out from a distance will do some pretty good work at dealing with them. We've just got to be aware that we don't have our main dash ability, so we're going to get slightly overwhelmed here if we're not careful. But as long as we dash our stuff away, we should be okay, and the shurikens do so well. Okay, but enemies leave a fire. Oh, I'd love some additional meteors, but no, we'll go for the incineration, because it just piles fire on top of fire, and it just damages, especially when you're dealing with large amount of enemies such as this one. It's incredibly useful, because it just means that there's additional fire for them to take damage before they even get to you. There's a bunch of experience up here. Let's go get this done, because like I said, experience is one of the most valuable resources in this game. I mean, one of the only resources in this game, but very useful indeed. I mean, money's a resource, but I consider experience to be more important, to be perfectly
Time
honest.
is all about the rules of the universe, but even they decided to jump in with some blessings, huh?
Absolutely, Summer. What have you got for me? Meteors. Let's go for... There's only one extra potential I can. Let's go for fire that breathes in front of us. Just go, kind of go all in on the fire this time, I guess. Okay. We're in a better state to take on the Brand's left and right hand when they arrive, which they will be doing, I think, at about the 7-minute mark, if my memory is correct, which it easily could not be. But at some point we'll have to be dealing with the ghouls coming in, and also a couple of other mini-bosses, like this one down here. Your arrogance will be your undoing, absolutely. We do need to deal with these guys before they become a major problem, for sure. As well as these rather large amount of skeletons coming in. Archon Scale Helm, we're going to have to grab that quickly. That's more master offers, but that's only binding on equip, so we can't use it now. Okay, let's get out of there. Create a time field at your position that slows all enemies and missiles in it. There's a vortex dash, that's annoying. Cooldown 26 seconds. You know what, let's try the time field. I've never tried that one before. Ah, there they are. I see. Presumably we can expand how big that gets and how much it slows down people, but that seems pretty useful. Magnetic gauntlets, nothing we can do there. Let's just dash out of the way. I'm going to see if I can get to some of these other points of interest before the Baron's left and right hand show up. Some extra luck, that might help with our level ups, that's pretty useful. Dash damages and knocks back enemies. You know what? We could go for that one, but I do love Chains of War. We're gonna go for more Chains of War, because the Chains of War is incredibly useful for us. And there's a bunch of experience over here, so let's go grab it. Well, we've got a relative quiet moment, as I'd love to be able to get another level up before the Baron's left and right hand show up. They're not too bad, but it's just something to bear in mind. We've got a couple of these mini bosses which we're going to have to deal with before the main bosses show up. Thankfully, the fire actually really helps. And there's another mini boss over here. There's a couple of them actually. So we may not even be able to get to these items.
The fire is actually really predictable. It only ever does one thing.
Indeed, but it's proven pretty useful.
Same as our summer here. Always looking out for you mortals.
Thank you. What have you got for me? Attacks have a chance to deal 300% damage. Attacks hit a wide area. Evasion. Let's go for the critical strike. There's something over here for rejuvenated. That's pretty useful. Oh, that was a heal, I think. Excellent. Let's try to deal with these couple minor bosses. We've got to deal with that one over there as well. Otherwise, we're going to have to deal with him when the Baron's hands show up. We don't want to be doing that. Can we get another level? No, I was about to say, can we get another level up? But we used our dashes at the wrong time. Okay, we need to be wary of these attacks coming in and use our dashes effectively at the right time. Because we only have 2 dashes, and there's not. I don't think there's really a way to get more. That was a bad hit. Oh, come on, get out of there. We do get some pretty good rewards if we survive this boss fight. We just need to kind of take out one of them. If we can take out one of them, then the other one becomes easier to deal with. But until that point, this could be pretty troublesome. Oh boy, that's a bad hit. Okay, we're doing okay. We're managing. We're doing better than last time. We just need to deal with one of them. Okay, this one done. Let's take the level up right now. Dash leaves the path of fire. That's what I wanted. Excellent. And also hasted. Okay, let's get out of the way of that. Is that worth putting on? No, because that's a time-locked item. Interesting. Okay, let's get out of the way. Okay, we managed to defeat them. That's excellent. We can get blades, so rotating blades, or we can go for Chains of Water Adept. Damage is not that much of an increase. No, let's go for the blades. They're another good AoE attack. And now we level up normally, which is even better. Could go for more Chains of War, actually. That could be pretty useful. Or attack speed, which would, for each ruptured enemy, which is what Chains of War does. So we can kind of start to stack these things. that's fine. We'll do that. It's for a little bit of quicker attack, and now we're doing a little bit better than we were last time for sure. But things will start to get tough past the 10-minute mark, because the time in this arena is about 20 minutes from memory, and then you take on Dracula. And of course that can prove troublesome. I love these sides. We are low on health. When did that happen? That must be after the fight with the Baron's left and right hand. Interesting. We need to get some health if we can from somewhere. Some health from somewhere would be really useful, actually, to be honest. We are running a little bit low on the old health. Okay, the fire dashes are pretty useful, but we do need to try and give some points of interest to get some pickups, one way or another, or hopefully have a pickup spawn in, which would be even more useful, to be honest with you. There's a bunch of stuff over here, so... Oh, there's another mini-boss. There's some health. Go for it. Let me pass, thank you. I need that health. Thankfully, we don't have to worry for our own area of effect attacks, but... So honestly, we make it past the 10-minute mark with this guy, I'll be pretty happy. Oh, goodness me, the ghoul's coming in. This could be a problem, actually.
With infinity at your side, you will succeed.
Then I'm going to need infinity, because right now I'm not doing pretty well. 4. So experience pool areas increase. When you pull an experience shard through an enemy, it takes damage based on the experience in the shard. That's interesting. I haven't seen that one before. Or we can increase the area of the time field and slow down. That doesn't feel that useful. It doesn't look that good. Am I going to use force? Shard based damage. Okay, let's do it. Why not? We'll give it a go. It's a new ability I haven't really done before, so I'm happy to try it for a change. And we are killing lots of enemies, so we might actually have a lot of experience shards to use here, but we're getting a little bit swarmed, and that's our death. We made it past the 10-minute mark, I believe. So we did a lot more damage there, which is good. Chains of War and Warp Strike being some of the best fights there, indeed. Trail of Fire didn't do too much, but it was quite late into the engagement that we actually got that. The Meteor Shower did okay, but maybe not that much. So that was 2 runs with the Knight, and we did okay, but ooh, this is a new character actually. This is an Orc. I believe this is going to be a big old heavy character. Who are you? I am the Knight of the Order of the Penance Barbarian. Penance? I pass, Metal Man. I go kill death. Wait. You'll only find your own death in there. Allow me to explain what's going on here. Okay, I haven't tried the Orc before. We could try the Orc instead of the Mage, although I wonder if the Orc will be... similar, but we may not actually have a choice initially. Oh, we might do actually. You know what? Let's try the Orc. I haven't tried the Orc before. And maybe we'll see the Mage another time. I have no idea how the Orc will be. Oh my goodness, this is like a double attack. Interesting. His dash doesn't look that good though. This might go badly wrong because I'm not going to be used to this character, how this character works with his attacks. But he's got 70 health, which is a lot more than the other guys had. But at the same time, we have no items for this guy.
Death really overstepped his bounds, taking mortals before their time comes. Lady Justice will not be happy.
No, indeed. Right. Okay, let's... You know what? We didn't go for a... Unitive Trail of Frost. That sounds interesting. But you know what? We didn't do a dash for a long time last time. Let's take the dash this time. And that throws out Ice Spikes. It's not probably the one I wanted, but I'm sure it will still do some good work, at least against these additional enemies. I was hoping it was going to be the one to do with leaving ice on the ground, but I must have misread. Okay, let's see how this Orc does in combat. He's an Orc, so he should be... In principle, you think he'd be pretty good, but I'm not sure. To see. Okay. But he does have a double attack, which is quite good. And we have Mort. This means we might be going for a necromancy build. Soul Stealers. Every you attack hits, shoot out sickles. Attacks become stronger. Let's go for Soul Stealers, that's fine. I don't mind a necromancy and curse build. So curse kind of works that it doesn't do much damage initially, but after a while it can do a great deal of damage. And the curse stacks can get pretty good. Let's put that belt on if we can. It's going to give us an extra armor. Not much, but it's something. Well, it's fairly quiet. Let's go up to some of these points of interest. Spell critical chance. No, let's go for attack critical chance. Because we're probably more of an attack person more than anything else. So we've got our first boss over here. We're going to have to deal with him. Albeit we're not. Don't seem to be doing a huge amount of damage to him. But we did freeze him, which was good. Tribute of elusiveness. 1 evasion, 2 heal up. That's actually better than what we have. And we're gonna again drop all this kind of terrible stuff, I think. Because we could sell it, but I forgot to sell it last time. That one we'll hold on to because it gives us some master offers. Okay, there we go. Let's keep going to some of these points of interest. These points of interest might give us the boost we need. 3 max life, excellent. That's well worth grabbing at this early stage in the game. Okay.
Oh, bearing the gifts of my sister? Okay, fine. I guess you need to cool off from time to time. Can't be searing hot like me all the time.
Alright, Summer, goodness me. So, attack spell, strong and apply burning. Firebolt, I do like meteors, but meteor didn't actually do that much last time. Let's go for vengeful strike. Let's go for some burning instead. On these guys, it's not going to do too much. On some of the larger enemies, though, it will become pretty useful. On the basic skeletons, it's not going to do too much. Okay, here's our first boss. We do at least have the ability to dash out the way. So he's somehow simultaneously on fire and also ice. Frozen. Firebolt, you breathe out fire. Let's go for breath of fire. Just so we start setting some more people on fire. It's a pretty weak range on that, but when we are in the later stages and we have so many enemies, that's going to be no bad thing. We've got another minute and a half before the slimes come back. So we're going to do our best to level up before then. I should point out this is about £6.50 on the Steam sale at the moment. And I'll put the link in the description, but it's a very good quality price for purely, for I think it's a very small development team. It's just very impressive how good of a game it is for that cheaper price. It's well worth it. Okay, so we've got something else this time. Necromancy, yes, we'll raise some skeletons, excellent. Magical Amulet of Luck, that is something I think we can push on. Gives us 3% spell damage and a bit of extra luck, that's not bad at all. We're also getting some extra experience at the moment, so let's try and make use of that. Oh, they managed to dash us, that's annoying. Let's try and get out of the way. But actually having the curses on those guys are pretty useful, because then you can kind of just ignore them until later on. I love the ravens. The ravens would be really useful. You can see some of our own skeletons now getting involved in the fight. The kind of ghostly apparitions and the skeletons, those will be our friends. And if my necromancy keeps on building, then the skeletons will last longer. There's one with a curse symbol above their head. Okay, so another fire blessing. Breath of fire, incineration. We'll take incineration. Having people leave behind fire when they die, even if it's not for very long, can really stack up in setting others on fire. Can really be very useful indeed. Okay, let's dodge out of the way of you. It's not going to be long till the slimes arrive now. So let's try. I don't think we're going to get enough to get another level. In the meantime, no, the slime's coming in now. That was a bad first hit, but we do have a few skeletons to help us, and hopefully the fire stacking should also help us survive. Okay, we just need to not get trapped if we can. There's only going to be so much dashes we can do to avoid being hit. Skeletons will do some damage for us, but you can see that fire. It's really going to have a good effect for us. Okay, let's keep dashing. We're doing okay with the slimes. Actually, we're having a lot of skeletons, which are kind of buying us time here, which is pretty useful. We do keep on taking some issues, though. Aha, ravens of pestilence. Excellent. I love the ravens. They just go around cursing everything, which is only going to make our skeletons more strong, but we do keep on taking damage from these slime explosions, which is annoying. Keep dashing out the way if we can. There's going to be a lot of experience here for us when we're done. We just need to focus on surviving for the time being. We can go take the experience afterwards. Oh, there's another bad hit there. That's unfortunate. Okay, there's not much we can do here, but look at all this experience. Yes, please. Hopefully this gets us to a level up or close to. Not quite, but we can go deal with some of these skeletons now. There's another boss over there. Okay, we're going to have to deal with them. But first, we have Mort back, so more necromancy. Circles might be nice. Your attacks hits have. We could get more phantoms out. Yeah, let's go fit into our necromancy curse build, I guess, because that's what we've kind of just ended up with this character. Not intentionally, but that's just what we kind of ended up with. Okay, we managed to deal with that little mini boss there, which is good. We're a little bit low on the old health. I'd like to find a health pickup if I possibly can. There's a bunch of experience down here which I'd like to go collect, because of course experience means level ups, and that means we get a lot more powerful. Okay, soul steers, so more. So we're really going in for our curse damage here, and this is a good one, mayhem. So an enemy dies from curse, gain permanent damage. Only 0.1%, but it can really add up once you have more and more curses, and if we get more and more ravens, that will really help. We just need to stay alive long enough for that to have a real effect, and when we do, that's going to do a lot of damage for us. It's going to be a subtle change, but it will be a change that proves very useful. We have another minute before the Baron's hands come in. We could be having some issues there for sure. I want to get as much experience as I can. I need to try level up again, if entirely possible. I'm not going to be able to level up twice, so let's at least try level up once. So we're ready for them as best we can. I'd love some more health. Unfortunately, we haven't kind of seen any. Burning. Okay, we can increase the burn enemies in fire. I'm not too impressed with the breath of fire, to be honest. Let's just go for some stronger attacks. We'll go for some stronger attacks, see if that helps. Okay, we've got a couple of mini bosses here that we need to deal with before the Baron's hands turn up. Otherwise, we're going to have some real issues. Which we have done, thankfully. Okay, we're going to be expecting them in about... Oh, there's another mini-boss here, that's annoying. We're going to have to deal with him as best we can, or hopefully our skeletons can. Excellent. Right, let's let our strikes return, because in about 2 seconds' time, here comes the Baron's left and right hand. Let's get out of the way. We don't have much range stuff, that's the only problem, so we have to kind of be fighting in close quarters encounters. Oh, we were lucky to get away with that. As long as you don't burn your dashes too early, you can kind of get away with it. That was a bad dash. We've nearly killed the Baron's right hand, but the left hand might prove troublesome. Okay, Baron's right hand is dead. Let's get there as quickly as we can. Gives us a level up, which I think also might give us a heal. Let's go for Path of Frost. Slow these guys down if we can. Oh, don't burn our dashes. We need them. Okay, Meteor Shower. Attacks become stronger. Meteor Shower was only so useful last time. Let's take it nonetheless, because it's just used to have some more AoE damage, I would say, just to deal with these other issues that we're having. Brown's left hand is going all over the place at the moment. Okay, he's down. Let's deal with this.
All my family is quite cold. I'm rather cool, though.
I think you are, Summer. What have you got for me? Hopefully something good. More meteor showers. No more meteors, though, but it does increase the cooldown of damage. Explosion damages knockbacks enemies when you kill a number of burning enemies. Sure, we'll try Combust. Anything here we can add on? There's a stone here. Reroll dice and some sharp area. Well, it's better than nothing for sure. Okay, we do not have much health, but we shouldn't be due another major boss for a few minutes, so we need to make use of this time and also try heal up, because 13 damage is not a lot of breathing room by any means. All it takes is one mistimed dash and we could be in trouble like we are now. I need my ravens to really do some good work here, cursing people. There's some magical of luck I'd love to grab, but it might prove troublesome. Belt, there we go. So 5.4% spell damage, 2.4% luck. Okay, that's already better than what we have. Excellent. I always love having just a genuine upgrade. Could really do with some heals, to be honest. Would be really useful from somewhere. I don't mind where, but somewhere. We are getting a little bit overwhelmed here where we are. Let's try and get out of the way. So if we find some points of interest, there's points of interest over this way. Let's get dashing. We need to find ourselves some breathing room. 3 max life. That's not going to do too much for us at the moment. We just need to heal if possible. 4% spell area, again better than nothing. I'd even say that experience is less important right now. We need to get to some of these points of interest to try get some additional life. 30 gold, not ideal. 2.4% spell damage, all useful, but it's not what we need at the moment. We need the ability to heal. We're not finding it. Oh, there's a lot of ghouls coming in. Let's take that dash, and hopefully we can use that to get away from these chaps here. So this is kind of the ghoul period, and we don't have that many dashes to work with. We've only got so many dashes, so I'm hoping the ravens and the fire and the ice combination will buy us the time that we need, and it's kind of working. We've only got so many times we can use the dashes. I've noticed that if you're retreating constantly in one of these fights, it's probably going poorly. And I'm not sure the orc gets a very long dash. Health, there's some health. Not much, mind. But I'll take some dash over no some health over no health. Oh, this could prove troublesome. There's a lot of bosses here. I need those curses to really take effect. Let's go back this way. We're going to have another kind of... We had the ghoul rush there. Let's try and get to these points of interest. They may give us health. That's luck. That's not really what I need at the moment, to be honest with you. There's also a green thing over there. I've been unimpeded. Great. There's a drop here. Okay, there's an item here. Or a level up. Excellent.
They're just sitting in urns for an eternity. And he doesn't get it. He just doesn't get life and death, you know?
I get you. I could really do something that would give me health, to be honest. Could get an extra raven. That's not that useful. Let's go for an extra phantom, actually. That might work a little bit better. Middle of spring gives me peace of mind. That's not what I needed, again. But let's try head down in a new area. We might find some more points of interest. Although it doesn't give us much opportunities for experience, but hopefully our ravens and our orbs can do that in the meantime. But I just need to find more health somewhere. I'm up to 27, so we're getting there. I think we're getting a little bit of heals from that peace of mind. Excellent. That'll buy us a little bit of time, a little bit of health. So now we can start focusing on experience a little bit more again. More level ups is always useful. That's very useful. That gives us an extra 0.2%. Yeah, let's go for that. That's going to really, like I said, that will really start to stack up in the future. There are 3 mini-bosses here. That's disgusting in every sense of the word. There's 2 of them dead. Where's the last one? He's up here somewhere. Oh, and there's another mini-boss as well. What on earth is going on? It's getting very chaotic. I can't really tell what's going on. We do need to deal with these mini-bosses before they become a permanent problem. But this is getting very chaotic indeed, although I think this is possibly the longest we have survived. I think we're due the Necromancer at 12 minutes, and then we're going to have some real issues. Give me something that heals me, please. Flare, maybe. Spell damage is increased. The Breath of Fire doesn't feel that useful. You know what? We'll take Flare, see if that works. That Flare might actually be pretty useful, because we are starting to take more and more hits. There's a bunch of experience over here, which I'd love to grab. Because pretty soon we're going to have some more bosses to fight. Oh, we've got slimes. We're not going to be able to deal with this amount of slimes. That's it. Well, Kront, you did well. And again, we can kind of see the Breath of Fire is not that good, but the Dive did well, the Soul Stealers did well, the Ravens, I think, are excellent because they just help with other things. Now, what was the one which gave us... So yeah, we gained 38.7% damage from Mayhem over the course of that fight. But of course that could really increase over time as well. But actually Flare was the best DPS, but it came in very, very late. That kills one kind of set of people in a really, really big amount. Interesting. But I think you can see how this kind of works. You play with different characters, you work out what works for you. You get a couple of perks. The sign of the meteor, we can actually find out what these are if we go over here. So you gain 40% attack area every 3 levels with Sign of the Tornado. And you gain 1.2% attack damage for every 1 armor point you have, although your armor doesn't give you any damage reduction, so he's really all about the fighting. There's also the Mage, which we haven't covered this time, Meris the Sorceress, and Nixie the Assassin. I find Nixie the Assassin to not be very good, and there's one other class I haven't yet unlocked. But I think we'll leave things there. You kind of get the idea of how this works. And eventually you take on some much, much larger, tougher bosses. But I'm not that good. So for the meantime, thank you so much for watching. Take care. Bye bye.